Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. I welcome you to your e-learning classes of Asansol North School. So today we are going to learn the first poem that is there in your Honeysuckle Reader book, and the name of the poem is A House, a Home. This is written by Lauren M. Halley. So here you can find two pictures. One is the picture of a house and one is the picture of a home. So in this poem you are going to learn the difference about what is a house and what is a home. So before moving into the poem, we'll have a quick introduction about the poetess. So here, Lauren M. Halley, her full name is Lauren Martha Halley, is an American poet born on December 8, 1921 in St. Peters, Minnesota, USA. Her writing style is simple yet thought-provoking. In this poem, she aims to make a clear distinction between a house and a home. So, the full name of the poetess is Lauren Martha Halley. She was an American poet born on December 8, 1921 in St. Peters, Minnesota, USA. Her writing style, that is whatever writing she did, it was very simple, the language was very simple, yet it was thought-provoking. Now what is the meaning of thought-provoking? Thought-provoking means it helps the reader to think about the writing a lot. Just as with from this poem you can understand that the name A House, a Home, you will find that both are same, the house and the home both are same. So why is the poetess showing or giving us a difference between what is a house and what is a home? So this way it makes the reader to think about what is a house and what is a home. It makes the readers thought-provoking. Alright? In this poem, the poetess, she gives us a clear distinction between a house and a home. Alright, now let's move on to the poem. What is a house? It's brick and stone and woods that hard, some windows glass and perhaps a yard. It eaves and chimneys and tile floors and stucco and roof and lots of doors. Now in the first stanza, she has given us the description of what is a house. So a house, we usually know it is simply made up of stone, cement, chips and plaster. With all these things a house is made up of. It has a lot many windows, doors, chimneys. These are all the things that are present inside a house. Now let's see what has been told in this stanza. It's brick and stone and wood that's hard. That means the house is made up of brick and stone and wood that is hard. That means in some places the houses you will find it is also made up of wood. Here we all know that if the house is made up of brick and stone, that means the house is very strong. But the houses which are made up of wood, even they are also very hard. They are also very strong. Some windows glass and perhaps a yard. So in some houses you will find that the windows, it's made up of glass, whereas in some houses you will find the windows are made up of wood. And you will also find that a house has not many rooms, just as dining room, drawing room, bedroom. So each and every room has a separate window. Now the poetess is telling that perhaps a yard. Now what is the meaning of the word yard? Yard is a unit of measurement. So the next thing is that why has she used the word yard over here? In order to show the distance between the windows that are present in each of the rooms of the houses. That means she wants to show us that the house is made up of brick and stone. There are many rooms in that house and each room has a window and there is a distance between each of the rooms that is present. There is a distance between each of the windows that is present in each of the rooms. It's eaves and chimneys and tile floors. So what is the meaning of the word eaves? Eaves is the part of a roof that meets or overhangs the wall of a building. That means in the house you will also find eaves. Eaves is the point where the roof and the wall of the house are meeting, as well as you will find chimneys. Now over here in this particular picture of the house, you will find over here one red colored hollow space over here. So this is called the chimney. Now what is a chimney? Chimney is a hollow structure that allows the smoke from a building to escape outside. So through the help of this chimney, whatever smoke is being generated inside the house, it comes outside. And tile floors. In some of the houses you will find the floor is made up of tiles or marble or mosaic. Alright, so these are called the tile floors, whereas in some houses you will find it is simply made up of cement. And stucco and roof and lots of doors. Now what is stucco? Stucco is fine plaster used for coating wall surfaces or molding into architectural decorations. When you are seeing a house being built up with brick and stone, then you will find that it is simply red. The brick color is red and the cement color is just ash color. So upon that brick, one coating is given, that is one white color coating is given, that is called the plaster or the stucco, in order to put the color of the house, that is in order to color the house. First of all we put the stucco, that is the fine plaster, the white color plaster, and then we color the house according to our favorite colors. And each and every house, it has a roof and lots of doors. That means whatever rooms are there, each and every room has a separate door. That's why the poetess is telling lot of doors. That means there are many doors inside a house. So from this first stanza, we can simply understand that she is giving us a description of what is a house, and the house is made up of what things, that is brick, stone, wood. How the windows of a house is made up of, it is made up of glass or it might be wooden windows. Then the house is also having eaves and chimneys. Then the floors are made up of tiles. Then it is also made up of stucco, and each and every house has roof and lot of doors. So this is the description what the poetess is given us about what is a house. Now let's move on to the next stanza about what is a home. Now the next question which she is asking all the readers is that what is a home? It's loving and family and doing for others. It's brothers and sisters and fathers and mothers. It's unselfish acts and kindly sharing and showing your loved ones you are always caring. Now what is a home? So home is that where it's loving and family and doing for others. That means when we are living with our family members, whether it is our father, mother, brother, sister, grandfather, grandparents, uncle, aunt, whoever you are living with inside the house, the family members, when we are living together, that is called a home. That means when you are living with your family, you are loving each other, you are caring for each other, you are doing things for each other. So that is called a home. A house is first built up and then it is changed into a home. When everyone starts living together, starts loving each other, starts sharing each other, that time a house is changed into a home, or a house is called a home. It's brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. That means when you are staying with your father or mother or brother or sister, or in some houses you will find you have your grandparents with you, that is your grandfather, your grandmother. If you are living in a joint family, then you will also have your aunt, your uncle, everyone. Then if you all are staying together, that time you are changing the house into a home. Alright, it's unselfish acts and kindly sharing. Now what is the meaning of unselfish acts? Selfless acts, the act of doing something without selfishness. So over here, this means when the family members are helping each other without any selfishness, they are doing the work for each other without any demand, then those acts are called the unselfish acts. For example, now you all are having your online classes. So what are you all doing? You all getting up in the morning and you all are getting ready for your online classes. So who is helping you to get ready? Your mother. First of all, your mother. She is preparing breakfast for you. She is getting you ready so that you are prepared for your online classes. So does she have any selfish act inside her for doing these things? No, she does not have, because she loves you. That's why she is helping you. She is caring for you. She is doing the things for you. Your father, what he is doing? He is going outside. He is earning for us. Why? Because he can provide you the best thing. That's why. So this way, they are always doing some kind of acts for us or some kind of work or things for us so that we can live nicely or you can live nicely. So the things which the family members do for us, those acts are called the unselfish acts. For example, if your parents ask you to bring a glass of water and you are bringing the water and you are giving it to them, that means you are also caring for them. You are also doing the work for them. Do you yourself have any selfish intention? No. You are doing from your within. So these are also examples of unselfish acts. Kindly sharing. That means whenever you are getting any chocolates or any kind of thing, you always share it with your parents, with your family members or with your brothers and sisters. So this is what the poetess is saying that when you are in a home, that time everyone is doing some unselfish acts, or else you are just kindly sharing and showing your loved ones you are caring. That means you are just sharing everything in order to show your love for your loved ones. That is in order to show your own family members that how much you love for them, how much you care for them. Alright, either you are showing or your parents are showing you or your relatives are showing you. Fine. So this is how a house is being changed into a home. When all the family members start living together and they start caring for each other, loving each other, sharing with each other, then that time a house is being transformed or is being changed into a home. Alright. And when a house is just simply built with brick, stone and it has doors, windows, plasters, that is just called a simple house. So I hope the difference between a house and home is clear with everyone. So now let's move on to the explanation. Here the poet has explained the nature of a home, what makes a house a home. So here in this poem, the poetess, she has shown us the nature of a home. That means what do you mean or understand by a home, and what makes a house a home, what changes a house into a home. It is the family members, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, who together make a home. When you are staying or living with your family members, that is your brother, sister, mother, father, you are living together, that makes a home. Their acts without any selfish interest, their concern for each other, their wish to work for each other's happiness and well-being, their wish to show love and care towards each other is what makes a house a home. That means when you are staying with your family members, that time time, the acts which are being done by them for you or which you are doing for them, those are called the acts which do not have any kind of selfish interest. Their concern for each other. Even you are caring for your family members, that is your brother, sister, your mother, your father. Even they are showing their concern or their care for you. Then their wish to work for each other. So both your parents, your brothers, sisters, they are working for you. That is, they are helping you in your work. You are helping them with small different kinds of works. Alright? Which is the source of happiness for each other, for all of you. Alright, now next, and well-being. Now this way all the family members can live very happily. Okay, their wish to show love and care towards each other is what makes a house a home. Now when you are showing your love for your family members, that is your brother, sister, your parents, then even they are also showing their love, their concern for you. So in this way, a house is being transformed or is being changed into a home. This is how a house becomes a home. Alright, so that's all for today. We are going to meet with our next topic in the next class. So thank you everyone.